Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Spiritual Growth Journeys. This is part two. This is actually kind of a last minute impromptu part two to the last video I did on the difference between um, spirituality and religion. And first of all, I need to apologize. My camera is really grainy. The microphone may not be all that great. I don't want to see any bitching in the comments. I've had lots of people bitch in the past when I didn't have perfect, camera and perfect volume or whatever. I am filming this in a part of the house with a different equipment than I normally use for specific personal reasons, and I'm not able to do the fancy schmancy stuff with the fancy, what do I use? The Yeti mic, and I have a special camera I plug in and all kinds of stuff like that. Not able to do that right now because this is kind of on the fly. I'm kind of in a hurry, and I wanted to make this part two before I forgot all this stuff I want to talk about. So I left off something really, really big in my last video that I did about the difference between spirituality and religion. And there's something really important. I kind of touched on it a little, but I wanted to kind of deep dive into it today. And that is that spirituality is concerned with the fact that you are a divine spirit in a human avatar body. And then sometimes you're in a Syrian body or a Lyran body or a Venusian body or a gray body or a reptilian body or an Andromedan body or a dragon or a fairy or a leprechaun or an elf. There's all kinds of different types of incarnations and bodies. These are all avatars that we choose in the third density or dimension, in the third dimension, which is where all the planets are located, to have learning experiences. Because the planets, my back is just kind of like, oh, having a bad back day. I actually severely injured my back last Saturday and it's still kind of recovering. So sorry about that. Anyways, we come into this third density, which is where all the planets are located, all the planets, all the star systems, all the universes. These are all in third dimension. They're all in third dimension, which is a location. I've talked about this over and over in past videos. Third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth, blah, blah, blah. Those are all locations. Density is a consciousness level. This planet is located in the third dimension, but it's right now in the third density going. Actually, Mother Gaia is in the fourth density, but the humans, only some of them are in the fourth density, and a few tiny bit are in the fifth density. The rest are all in the third density, which is a consciousness, a fear consciousness. Fourth density, of course, consciousness is love, unity, service to others. Fifth density is supernatural, all your psychic abilities, your superpowers, your memories come back. Your body becomes homous luminous, you're basically crystalline, shimmery body, 12 strand plus DNA activated, all that type of thing. So you are a spirit being, and you are created, your spirit, your Holy Spirit is created in heaven, all right, by the Creator. And then it goes into different bodies to have learning experiences. Now, religion, so that's spirituality, all right? Religion is you're a body and you have a soul, and I'm going to kill you, or you're going to kill yourself, or you're going to die of illness, or you're going to be in an accident, and then your spirit is going to leave your body and go, if you're in a religion, it's going to go to Valhalla or purgatory or heaven or hell or some other place based on whatever religion you believe in. Unless you're atheist religion, which is no religion, which is you don't believe in heaven or hell. Or you're agnostic or you're pagan or whatever, and you don't believe those things. But basically, you know, religion's all about, you're just a body, you're going to die, we're going to bury you in the ground, and then your spirit may or may not leave your body and go somewhere. So that's the focus of religion on that. So let's start breaking this down to something a lot more esoteric. I want to get into some really deep esoteric stuff here. Your spirit is I am, and I am is also God. God is I am that I am, but so is your spirit. Your spirit is I am. We are all I am. And every time you use the words I am, because keep in mind, the English language was, and a lot of languages were created to further mind control you in the dark matrix on this earth and put all kinds of spells on you. You know, spelling, you know, you go to school to learn spelling, casting spells. And just like the news, you know, there's just all kinds of words in the English language that are very bad, actually. But you are I am, that I am. You are I am. Your creator is I am. And you are connected to that I am at all times. Every time you're using the words I am, every time you are using the words I am, you are manifesting and creating whatever it is that you say after those two words. So let me give you an example. If you say, I am sick, which I'm going to say cancel, 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 because I don't want to bring that on myself. If you see that, then you're just going to manifest and generate and attract to you with the law of attraction and the energy of the universe. You're going to attract more of being sick because you said those words. If you say, I am good, you know, that's obviously positive. If you say, I am bad, you're going to attract bad things into your life. Or you say, I am stupid, you're going to manifest that. You're going to manifest that negativity. So it's really important that every time you say the words, I am, which is who you are as a divine spirit, you're not the body, that you are really careful. So now here's where I'm going to get into controversial waters here with y'all. And again, I'm going to warn you that if any of you decide to be haters in the comments, you will be blocked and deleted. I don't put up with third density hater behavior. Sorry. But here's the fact, Jax. Here's the truth. And you're not going to, some of you are going to have a hard time with this. The Cabal has, I talked about this before in my last video about religion is duality and separation, and they just love getting everybody fighting against each other with this. I'm a Muslim, so I'm going to kill you because you're a Jew, or I am a Catholic and I'm going to burn you at the stake because you're a witch, or I am, you know, whatever. It's all this religious separation and wars. There have been war after war after war that's been fought over religion. There's still wars going on between, obviously, the Jews in Israel and the, you know, the people in Palestine, you know, who are mostly Muslim. There's a lot of Christians in Palestine too. And also the Israelis are kicking a lot of Christians' butts right now. They've been they prevented them from handing out Christian Bibles in Israel, and they've been harassing Christians in Israel for a while now. There's a lot of dark stuff going over there again, going on over there against Christians. So this is all created by the Cabal with their creation, their man-made matrix creation of the three major patriarchal religions, which are Judaism, Islam, and Christian. And then if you want to break Christian down into the thousands of different forms of Christianity, you've got Mormon, Catholic, Protestant, Baptist, First Day Adventist, and on and on and on and on and on. You have Jehovah's Witness, you know, all these different, you know, religions. And they were all created to divide and conquer. So I want you to think about this and think very carefully, and please think about this with an open heart. They have taught you to, they have created all of this downgrade in society and this hate in society with racism, anti-Semitism, by putting these labels on you as an I am a this, and you're identifying with the body instead of identifying as a divine being and my brother or sister. Because when I look at you, I don't care if you have pimples all over your face. I don't care what you look like. I don't care if you're fat, you're skinny, you're tall, you're black, you're white, you're yellow. I'm going to look at your soul and your heart. That is how I'm going to determine if you have my respect, if I want to hang around you, if I want to, you know, give you my personal information. Before I make any decisions, I am going to sum you up by who are you in the essence of your I am as a soul. Are you a reptilian soul that wants to harm me, or are you a really good, loving, unconditional, loving, kind, compassionate soul? And what they've done is they've taken all of you people and myself, and they've split us all up into this black, white, yellow, red, Christian, Jew, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu, and then further it down into nationalities like Asian, whether it's Filipino or Native American or white Caucasian. And then they do this whole thing of white privilege and all that kind of stuff. And then they have the Black Lives Matter movement. These are all things to divide, separate, and conquer you. I'm going to say this: all lives matter. And I don't care what you say. Yes, the whole crises with African American, people of color going, not just African Americans, but all peoples of color. I just talked in the last video about how Pizarro and the other Ponce de Leon went to all the places in the Americas and in South America and in Mexico, and they literally murdered 90% of the indigenous people. Okay, they killed 90% of the indigenous people. All right, those people all had brown skin. All right, they weren't white Caucasian people. They had brown or red skin. And then of course they came to America and they decimated millions and millions of Native American people who are the indigenous people here. All right, so they break us all up into having people identify as the body, as the nationality, as the color. Oh, I'm French, therefore I'm superior to everyone else, or I'm British, I'm superior, or I'm an American. When I was a travel agent, the one thing I learned is traveling around the world, a lot of countries hate America because Americans are assholes when they travel abroad. They go and they act entitled and superior to everybody else. They go into France and they act all demanding, or they go into Spain and they act all demanding, or they go to Hong Kong and they act all demanding. And then the people there don't like Americans for that reason. Now, I had many people tell me, oh, the French, are nasty in Paris. I've been to Paris 2 times, and everybody in Paris, except for at the airport, were kind and loving and nice and helpful to myself and my family. We never experienced anyone anywhere in France who was rude except in the Charles de Gaulle airport. And those employees there are underpaid and overworked. And they're rude to everyone. They're not just rude to Americans. They're just rude, period, because they're grumpy. Okay. They have a difficult life. Their jobs are very stressful. They're underpaid. They're overworked. So they're kind of douchebags. Okay. Sorry, but they're angry. All right. So you have to have compassion for them, because they're probably, when they go home to their family, they're probably really loving, amazing people, and they just work hard and they're tired and whatnot. I mean, there might be some of them who are actual douchebags. I was being facetious when I said that. There might be some of them who are actual nasty people. But I would say probably most of them are just like that because they're grumpy, because they're tired and overworked and stressed out and not getting paid what they're worth. The rest of Paris, Parisian people are great. But you travel all over the world and you learn that there's certain areas where people think that they're more superior to other people. And it's this, well, I am this, so that. And then you have like the islands. And then I went to Italy and I learned that all the villages, all the hilltop towns in Tuscany all built their villages on, on these hilltops and mountaintops, and then built walls around them to protect themselves from all the other towns, because they would all fight against each other. I am a Cappuccino this, or I am a Montepulciano this, or I am a Siena this. So we hate you, and we're your enemy, and we're going to kill you. And this is what they've been doing throughout history, turning every person against each other, turning brother against brother, mother against child, child against father. They turn everybody against each other. And they do this through this identification thing of I am a this, and then making you feel superior or better or more important than other people. And you're not superior or better or more important than anyone. And either am I am equal. You are all my brothers and sisters. Every human on this earth, even if they're stinker butts and they're nasty and they're narcissistic, they're still my sister and brother. Their soul is still on a journey, and that soul is still developing, and they might be like a 2-year-old child. Am I going to go up to somebody's 2-year-old child and beat them up and yell at them because they're being a 2-year-old child? No, I'm going to treat them with love and compassion, knowing that someday they're going to be a 20-year-old and they're going to be really brilliant and in college getting straight A's or whatever, on their way to become a doctor or something. This is what Yeshua taught me years ago. He showed me a vision, because I get a lot of my messages through clairvoyance, not everything, but a lot of my messages through clairvoyance, which is seeing movies in my mind. He came in and he told me, when I was bitching about the people who are still asleep, the people who are nasty narcissists, all these people, said they're like toddlers in the schoolroom or in the play yard. They're like, if you went to the park, and he showed me, and he said, he showed me this park scene with these 2 guys throwing football back and forth to each other, and in runs this little toddler. The football players are not going to beat up the toddler because it's a 2-year-old and it's acting like a 2-year-old. It's going to say, they're little cutie pie, go find your mom. um you know the college or high school kids that are playing football, they're further down in their development, okay, than the toddlers. So the people who are still asleep, they are the toddlers. That is why you need to be compassionate to them. They are no less better than you. You are no better than them. You are all equal. It's just that every soul is on its own trajectory and its own ascension path. Everybody ascends at different times, just like when you're in the Olympics. I actually went to Olympia in Greece, and they have starting marks, and everybody starts at a certain place, right? And everybody finishes differently. Some people finish last, some people finish first, some people finish 5, 6, 7, whatever. Every soul is like that. We are all running a race, and it's a race against ourselves. We're not competing with each other. In fact, competition is 3D ego. We are competing with ourselves. We're competing with ourselves to improve ourselves and to get closer to God and to grow as a spirit and a soul. And as you grow up and mature, you're no longer a toddler anymore. Then you go to 3rd grade, and then you go to 6th grade, and then you go to junior high, and then you go to high school, and then you go to college, and then a master's program. And then when you go to the master's program, you become an ascended master. Okay. So the thing is that they've turned all of you against each other. Nobody's better than anyone. So when you say, I am a Siena person, so I'm better than you, or I am African American and therefore blah, 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 or I am white and therefore I'm better than everyone else. People need to stop and drop into their heart space and get rid of the I am this. Stop identifying with your color, with your nationality, with your country you came from, whatever. Stop it and start identifying with spirit. I am that I am. I am a divine spirit having a human experience. I am a sister to every man, woman, and child on this earth. And as Patricia Cota-Robles says, I am presence, and I am connected to the I am presence of every man, woman, and child on this earth. You are I am, I am, I am. You need to learn how to embody the I am. Get rid of the I am fat, I am skinny. I am lily white complexion. I am this, I am that. We need to stop identifying with that because that is not who we are. We are divine spirits having a human experience. And that is one of the main parts of spirituality, is identifying as a spirit being, not identifying as a body. When you're identifying as a body, you're in the matrix cabal control system of duality and separation. I am a fat porker body. I am too skinny. I have no ass. I am a person with no butt. Stop identifying with that. It's I am that I am. I am a beautiful divine spirit. I am loved by God. I am a sister of Christ. I'm a loving wife, mother, sister, aunt, granddaughter, child, whatever you are. Identify with the spirit and stop identifying with these labels. Throw away all the labels, because the labels that the Cabal has used to turn everyone against us in this duality system that we have here on earth has caused the wars, has caused all the protests, has caused so much strife, so much suffering. Help me to end the suffering on this planet by ending suffering within your own field of energy. And that is by identifying as the spirit, not as the body or the skin color or the this or that. Now, should you be proud of your nationality? Sure. Am I proud that I'm a Heinz 57 European mutt mixture? I've got just about every European country within my DNA. I've got like 8 different countries or something within my DNA. Am I proud of that? I guess. I don't really. It's not important to me, because it's not really about where did my ancestors come from, and it's not about who was I in the past or past lives. It's about who am I right now in this moment. A lot of you are wrapped up in wanting to know about past lives, but Yeshua has spoken through Michaela and also has told me on various occasions what is most important is the now moment. Who are you right now in this moment? Who are you right now in this moment? Not who were you? Who are you now? And where are you going? And is it a positive direction? Are you going in a positive direction? Or are you reverting into a negative? Or are you stuck? Are you stuck and you're not moving forward? Are you stagnant? That will cause you to have a blocked root chakra. So stop identifying with all of these labels. This picture of Miriam of Magdala here next to me, she was from India. I talk about it in my book, Walking with Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, and that is on my website. It's the 3rd book down on the books page. It's the real life of Yeshua. It's not a story. It's not a made up thing. It's their real lives. Why do I know? Because I was there with both of them. I'm not her, but I was there with her. I knew her. I knew him. I was connected to them. I have my memories. I have all my memories. I know who I was in every past life that I was on this earth. I know who I was before I came to this earth. When I came to this earth, I was blue. My skin was blue. My hair was green, because I came from Sirius B. And this again shows you why you should stop identifying with skin color. All of these racist people are going to have a real huge shock when they find out that the extraterrestrials are yellow and green and blue and orange. Yes, there's orange ones, bright orange like an Oompa Loompa. When they find out that all the star beings are all kinds of interesting colors, some of them, I can't even describe the color because we don't have colors like that here on Earth. Some of them just glow. They're just glow color. They're the color of white light. We need to stop identifying this with this stuff. Miriam of Magdala in the picture has kind of brown skin. Her skin was even slightly darker than that. The artist Nell Bliss, she goes by Nell Bliss and Nell Cuck. She's actually goes by Magdalene and Nell Bliss. She's another fractal of Miriam of Magdala. She's holding a fractal of Miriam of Magdala. She she painted her really accurate. This is, if you want to know what Miriam looked like, she looked pretty much like this picture. Her skin was just slightly darker. Akian Krameric painted that picture, Prince of Peace of Yeshua. And that is also very accurate, except sometimes his skin was darker, and that would be when he was in the sun a lot, when he was walking around out speaking to crowds for long periods of time. In the winter months, when it was cooler, he wasn't as dark, but his skin could get fairly dark being out in the sun. He had a Mediterranean colored skin. It's hard for you all to see to know because the lighting on my computers, and when I'm in the window, I'm usually sitting in the window with the light right on my face, and it kind of blurs out my whole face, and it always makes me look white. My skin is not this color. My skin has little brown spots that look, you can call them freckles, but they're not. They're sun damage. And I'm Mediterranean color. My arms are actually fairly tan, almost as tan as her face. But you can't tell because the lighting on all these things I use just blurs me out and makes me look really white. But I have Mediterranean skin. And that is because I had an ancestor that came from Spain. And thanks to that ancestor from Spain, I have an olive Mediterranean complexion. And so, which I'm not super proud of the Spain thing, seeing that the Spaniards went and murdered, all those indigenous people. I'm not happy about it. Plus, the Spaniards did the Inquisitions and they murdered, I think, 80 million people in the Inquisitions, I believe is what they're saying in the history books. It's probably way more than that. I think they're understating it. The history books state 80 million people were killed in the Spanish Inquisition. So, not particularly super proud to be Spanish. And this again is why we don't identify with the body and the DNA. I'm not going to identify as my DNA because my DNA is just this avatar, this Kimberly avatar. Kimberly's not even my real name. My higher self name, which I'm not going to share with the public because for various reasons, because it's personal and I'm not going to share that name. But you know, the thing is that in my higher self, none of this DNA matters. None of this DNA matters. It doesn't matter. None of who we are, our color, our nationality matters. If you want to be proud of your heritage and your culture, let's say you're Jewish and you want to celebrate Passover. I think that's great. I applaud you. I've been to many Passover Seders in my life. I've been invited by friends to Passover Seders. I've been invited by cousins. I have some cousins up in Canada that are Jewish by marriage. They're cousins by marriage or whatever that are Jewish. They're Orthodox, actually. I went up to a Passover Seder. I was Catholic until I became a Gnostic Christian, and started remembering my Essene roots and my Essene past life as an Essene. So now I consider myself, as far as religion goes, I consider myself a Gnostic Christian Essene Cathar, modern day Cathar. And the Cathars were really modern day Essenes. They practiced very similar to the Essenes. So that is what I consider myself. Do I follow dogmas and doctrines? No, because I'm practicing more of a spiritual thing, not a religion. I'm practicing spirituality. And the Essenes were not a religion, and either were the Cathars. That wasn't a religion. It was an order. It was a spiritual order, and it was spiritual practices, similar to Buddhism. Buddhism is not a religion. It's actually spiritual practice. So back to what I was saying about I am. We need to start embodying who we really are. We are divine beings having a human experience. We are I am, that I am. That is who we are. We are our I am presence. We are connected to the I am presence of every man, woman, and child on this earth. And when every single person starts to change their mindset and unprogram from the Cabal programming of you're black, you're white, you're red, you're this, you're that, there's going to be peace on earth. You know, there's a song, "Let There Be Peace on Earth and Let It Begin with Me." And that, a lot of that came from St. Francis of Assisi, who was really pushing the whole peace thing, you know, make me a channel of your peace. The prayer of St. Francis. You know, he was a peace spreader for Yeshua. And, you know, those saints, by the way, those Catholic saints, I would say most or all of them were actually very good people, and they all died horribly. You know, like Santa Lucia was murdered by the Romans, and they took her eyes out of her head, and she was only like 14 or 15 at the time because she gave her life to Yeshua. And the pagan Romans didn't like that, so they murdered her. The saints were all very good people. Saint Francis, who's one of my favorite patron saints, he's also one of my spirit guides. He gave away his entire fortune. He was a noble birth, you know, royal, basically. He was noble born, very wealthy. Gave away all his money to charity, and spent the rest of his life ministering to the animals in the forest and nursing sick animals back to health and taking care of the injured animals and the injured birds, and ministering to them, and, you know, praying with them out in nature. He was very devoted to nature. He was extremely spiritual. He was very spiritual. We need to get to that point of peace on this earth, that Christed peace, that Christ consciousness peace. And the only way we will all get there together is stop identifying as, I am this, I am that. No, you're just, I am. You are just, I am. That's all you are. You are, I am. You are a divine spirit having a human experience. That is who you are. Start to embody that, start to meditate on that. Sit every day with yourself in meditation and go and drop it into your heart space and breathe into your heart, because your breath is the I am. That space in between the breath is creator, is God. Sit and meditate. Be still and know I am. In order to know I am and become I am and embody I am, you need to be still and quiet. You need to quiet your little brain down, your little mind, and go within. Whether that's through music, whether that's my favorite way to meditate, which is sitting out in my front yard with all the trees, listening to the birds. We have hundreds of songbirds, and we have ravens, and we have eagles and hawks and owls, and just listening to the whole bird chorus. We have quail that make this beautiful, I love the sounds the quails make. Go out in nature and listen to the forest, listen to the trees talk to you, listen to the breeze going through the trees, and quiet your mind, quiet your body, quiet your thoughts, and get connected with I am, I am, I am. Go to sleep every night. Put your hands over your heart. Say, I am love. I am love. I am unconditional love. I am unconditional love. I'm giving and receiving love every day. Do these things for yourself and see how much your spirit is going to grow and evolve, and how all your psychic powers are going to start to develop as well. Because the more you quiet your brain, the more you're going to start to hear God and hear your higher self. This is what you all need to be doing. This is what you all need to be doing. Every single person who follows this channel. If you are not doing these, then why bother? And, you know, why even bother following me? Why bother doing anything? I'm here as a spiritual teacher to help you to ascend and to help your spirit to grow and to get closer to God. And if you're not willing to take even 1 minute out of your day to get in touch with your I am and the great I am that made you, then you're not evolving as a spirit, and you might as well not bother following any spiritual channels, not just mine, but any spiritual channels. You need to be sitting every single day, even if it's one lousy minute. You have 1 minute to give, and there are no excuses, no excuses. You can do it on the toilet. You can sit and breathe into your heart and say, I am that I am, and connect to the great I am. and say the phrase, because this is what the company of heaven told Patricia Cotto Robles, that saying every single day, I am my I am presence, and I am connected to the I am presence of every man, woman, and child. This helps you activate all your DNA. It helps your body to go to that crystalline. It helps you connect to source. It helps you connect to the collective of everyone, of all the I am. Sorry, my computer is moving around here. If it seems like I've been bouncing around a lot, it's because I'm actually sitting on my bed with this computer because I'm hiding. And it's a long story about why I'm hiding, but I'm in hiding and I'm on my bed and my computer's been bouncing. So I apologize for that. I hope this has been helpful for you, and I hope you will take this to heart and stop identifying as I'm an Italian, I'm a Jew, I'm a Russian. I mean, I'm like 8 different things. Could I walk around going, I'm a blah, blah, blah. I'm a Spanish, Viking, Russian, Polish, Austrian, Greek, Italian, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I could go into all that. You know, I'm I'm not going to go into that because that's not who I am. Who I am is I'm a divine spirit having a human avatar experience. And I am just, in my essence, I am. I just am. And I am love. I am love. I am love and I am. And that is all there is to me. And that is really all in your essences, and each and every one of you that's watching this. Down in your core, all you are is love and I am. That's all you are. And I'm sending you all my love. Love you all, and I'll see you next time.